Hi, this is Lauren. I'm sitting here with Prince, and the big news, YouTube just sold Google $1.65 billion. What do you think, Pally?
Well, I think the real question is, what if you're Rever, what do you do?
I don't know what you do if you're Rever. I mean, I really don't. I think those guys are just going to go out of business. I mean, how do you stop a Google YouTube juggernaut? You're the smart one. What do you do?
I'll tell you what I would do if I was them. I would be on the phone right now calling Oprah Winfrey, anybody else that does any original content, and have them create original content for me, because that's the only thing that will differentiate you from everybody else.
I'd like the original content, but you know what scares me about that proposition is, you know, the Sirius satellite radio kind of deal. I mean, they paid Howard zillions, they paid Oprah zillions. I don't know if it's enough. You know, and again, most people on YouTube don't really care about that stuff. They care about dancing bunnies and farting dogs, and I don't know, man. I'd be shitting if I were them. That's what I'd be doing.
But the YouTube audience isn't the whole video audience, right?
No, they're not the whole video
your
audience.
Your mom's not watching YouTube.
But my mom's not watching Rever either.
Yeah, but she would if Oprah had a show on Rever.
Maybe, but I don't know if there's enough of Lauren's moms out there to make it, you know, to make it worthwhile. I mean, I really don't know. I'm in the video business. I like to consider myself an expert. I have no idea what this answer is. I mean, especially, you know, they're going to do something with the AdSense, right? So they're going to do something with, you know, the Rever type model. They dwarf them in terms of traffic. You know, the big thing is, you know, the mind share. I mean, Rever's not going to be able to get any kind of press for the next 6 months. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what that answer is. I really don't. I think this is unstoppable. I think it's unstoppable. I think it doubles Google's revenues. I really do. I don't know.
Well, I think it's good for the Lisa Novas of the world, and you know, the people like that.
It's great for them. What I think that Google will do, which will really be huge, is I think Google's going to change the YouTube thing where they'll now start letting you download the video. I think
so?
Yeah, because that way they'll even be able to get more out of the ad dollars if it becomes viral, and then they get all those PSP views, all those iPod views. I think this is big. I think it's a big, big problem.
Do you think that YouTube is going to use post rows?
Yeah.
You think Google's going to do that?
Yeah, eventually. I think they'll start with, you know, they're going to leave it the status quo for now. You know, 3 to 6 months, they'll slap all the ads around it, you know, on the actual video page. But yeah, I see them going to, you know, the famous Dutch auction kind of deal, where Lisa Nova, starting bid, you know, $2, take it from there. See, it's interesting because Google doesn't release their figures in terms of what they pay your site for their AdSense dollars. You know,
right.
So I don't know if they'll stay with that model or, you know, change it and, you know, be a little bit more open about the dollars. But
well, they won't be more open. No need for them to do that.
Yeah, no, probably. Yeah, you know, you're probably right about that. But
why bother? Why bother?
I think this, after ExxonMobil, I think Google's going to be the biggest company on earth. I really do. I don't see how Rever competes with them. Veo and Daily Motion and Yahoo and all those guys, they're dead in the water. They should just shut down those operations now. You know, I'm serious. I mean,
what does this mean for the networks?
Networks are going to now be forced to play ball with them. I mean, let's talk about the copyright thing for a minute.
Okay.
You know, I mean, do you think suddenly now with the Google machine behind it, I don't even think the copyright's an issue anymore. If I'm a network, I don't care if they're putting my stuff up on YouTube. I'm into it. I got a 22-minute show or I got a 90-minute movie. Why would I care if they're putting up 2 minutes?
Well, think back into actor mode for a second.
Okay.
All right.
Uh-huh.
You know, you get paid residuals off of every time you make an appearance.
Well, you see, that's the thing, and you know, it's funny. I am a member of SAG, believe it or not, and the unions have been really quiet on all of this. I mean, I know even with my own union, you know, with SAG, They just renegotiated some bullshit deal where you get like a nickel or something. I got to look at, the new deals.
A whole nickel?
Yeah, I mean, SAG should be freaking, AFTRA should be freaking, and they've been really, really quiet on all of this. And
Why?
I don't know. I mean, truthfully, SAG has always really been way behind on the technology thing. They've never gotten it. They have enough problems just fighting with the regular Hollywood producers.
Isn't that Laura Ingalls? Well, she's not really Laura Ingalls, but Laura Ingalls, isn't she the president of SAG?
No, she was. It's Alan Rosenberg now, which is actually he's a character actor. You see him on Law and Order and stuff a lot, and he's okay, but they're way behind. That's actually a really interesting point. I mean, aside from the copyright issue, the actual talent issue, but then again, it comes back to that original user-generated content where I don't think professional actors are going to really play into the mix so hard. I mean, I know Lisa Nova is not a member of SAG. You know, I don't know. The unions are going to have to get involved. The networks and movie studios are now going to be forced to deal with it. Truthfully, I don't think copyright issues are even a problem for them anymore. I don't think anyone's going to sue them. How about that? I think Calacanis is wrong. I think Cuban's wrong. I don't think that this is going to affect YouTube's business at all. At all. No one's going to sue them. No one's going to sue them. It's not worth it. It's better to, for the money that they spend on marketing, right? The average movie costs $100 million. They spend another 80 marketing it.
Right.
If they can take that 80 million and suddenly cut that in half, or cut that even in a quarter, it makes sense for Hollywood to embrace them. It's going to save them a lot in marketing.
But if I'm an actor, I want to be paid.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think SAG has been the quiet, quote unquote dark horse in all of this, and I think they're going to have to deal with it. And also, there's going to be revenues. Right. And now that there's money, that's going to bring in the real production companies. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen now when Jerry Bruckheimer is suddenly going to start looking at the web not only as a promotional tool but as an end game. Where you're going to see those kinds of companies now, producing, I think, 3-minute kind of shows. I would.
Yeah, right. Right.
It's big. I mean, what?
But that brings us back to my original question about if you're Rever or somebody like that, what do you do now? Because obviously, real money is going to be involved now.
I would try and steal Lisa Nova.
Yeah, well, that's only like another 100,000 views.
But at least it's not nearly enough. And Calacanis has already spoken about that. Calacanis is getting big into video. My new best friend, by the way, and he's already said that he's going to do that. I mean, he's aggressive. Mm-hmm. He's going to do the deal with Netscape Video where he's going to go after the Lisa Novas of the world, and it doesn't make a dent. I don't know how to answer it. The thing is,
I don't think the Lisa Novas of the world are going to be that important anymore.
No, I agree. Even if you got 10 Lisa Novas, it's not enough.
Right. What's going to be important are the Angelina Jolies, the Tom Cruises, the regular stars,
old school Hollywood.
Exactly. That brings that the same people who open movies gonna they can open up fucking web video.
Yeah, but who opens movies anymore?
Well, that's true.
Who
after the big Tom Cruise conspiracy.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, I mean, even Hollywood stars are having problems opening movies. Today Scorsese opened, with the massive.
Like 37 million?
Yeah, massive. But it's Martin Scorsese, it's Jack, Damon, Wahlberg, and
Leo.
And Leo. I mean, you're talking about 4 or 5 biggest stars in the world. I don't know.
I need to check that movie out, by the way.
We should go to that.
Yeah.
We will go to that. But I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, Mr. Chartreuse. Or I should say Mr. Guy formerly known as Chartreuse. Yet to be determined new name.
Right.
But I don't know. It's going to be a hell of a first post if you're going to talk about this. Because if you can solve the Rever problem, buddy, you're much smarter than anybody else. Because you know what? I don't know what that answer is. I really don't.
I mean, I think the answer is going to, it's backwards. The answer is backwards. The answer is heaven is going to be big stars. You know, that's what I think, because those are the people. It's the individuals who drive the traffic, and those are the big individuals. And it's not about opening movies, because that's a whole different.
Well, the
equation.
thing about Rever, the guy who runs Rever now was a pretty big wig at CAA.
Right.
I think maybe a smart move is to team up with an agency.
Right.
And that way you get their whole roster of stars, you guaranteed content, but still, I don't know, you know, is old Hollywood enough? I mean, you know, if Matthew Perry's on Rever, do I really care? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know. I think it opens up a whole lot more. It opens up a whole lot of opportunities for, you know, not only for the Lisa Novas, but for, you know, for actors and things like that. It's just going to be a matter of getting the money right.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be a matter of getting the money right, because, I mean, if Matthew Perry did have, you know, a 5-minute show on fucking Rever every day, I mean, he would have to get paid, and the amount of revenue from people watching that is going to have to be more than whatever they, the chains they pay now.
That's the problem with your premise, though, is a Matthew Perry who's, you know, D-level at this point, he's getting $300,000 an episode. Those guys are used to some serious dough. They're not going to come into.
But they're going to have to get used to a lot less.
Well,
everybody's going to have to get used to a lot less with everything. I mean, it's already happening with the music business, the movie business. You know, it's all getting smaller. It's all getting smaller. So they're just going to have to get used to that.
Well,
that's all.
You've been saying small's the new big, so I guess time will tell.
Yeah.
Well, this is Lauren. I'm sitting here with Prince, and we're talking about YouTube, and I guess we'll just have to see what happens, huh, buddy?
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
See you guys.